Hello YouTube, this is Jay Coder back with another stream, and today I wanted to go over how we can make a AI bot in our Android application to be customized to off of custom information. So if you like this kind of thing, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so today I had the idea of training the Gemini AI to answer questions about business funding. The reason I do that is because there is this company called DAC, and DAC, they have an affiliate program where you can refer people to small business owners and startups to actually uh, apply to get business funding. And if they do successfully get business funding, you get a percentage of that affiliate referral. And I was thinking that I could have an app answer questions about business funding and also suggest this service for small business owners and startups that may want to get business funding. And so this is a potential application I was thinking for this bot. And this is just one case. This is going to be a business funding bot. But if this, if we can get it to work pretty decently today, that means it does open up things for potentially any subject that the user would want for the bot to be able to do for them. But anyway, I haven't tried this yet, but I want to experiment how far Gemini can really go with this. And well, let's go through my plan. So basically, there is a generative AI sample app of Gemini, and we went over a video of this in the past. And basically, it's a sample app that's implementing, that already has the code and is implementing Gemini features. And so, in this particular demo or example I am working on, I want to work with the chat feature of Gemini. And so I was working with the chat feature in the past, so I know that I can modify this code right here inside the view model and where it says start chat. And so basically, I want to instruct the chatbot to be able to do what I wanted to do. There is two roles that the bot can recognize: the user and the model. And this is a list of chat history that you can inject into the model before you actually use it, as if the user said this and the model said this, and it will remember this and take this into account. Now, for Gemini, they have user and model. However, um, ChatGPT has another one called system, which system is pretty much what is set up by default, the prompt that it is set up by default before it actually is used by the user. But as of now, I did not find a similar thing for Gemini that has a system prompt. But for this purposes, I will use the user to instruct what the AI bot will do for us. So basically, I'm starting out with this. So inside the chat history for the first message, inside the user, I am saying you are a helpful assistant that will answer questions about funding for small businesses and startups. So we're going to start with that for now. And I'm going to go ahead and run it and show you guys what that looks like. And so it's going to bring up the emulator. And in this generative AI sample app, I'll show you once it comes up in a second what we will choose. Okay, in this application, I'm not going to worry about these two bubbles, the first two bubbles. What I'm concerned about is this bubble, the build multi-turn conversations. And inside the build multi-turn conversations is where I have modified the prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, all right, all right. I clicked on that, and then it says the prompt that I modified here. You're a helpful assistant that will answer questions about funding for small businesses. And later on, I to improve this, I would probably not display this first message to the user so that the user will not know the exact instructions that the prompt is that the bot is programmed with. But for this demo, it's okay. So, and then we have the model prompt. Great to meet you. What would you like to know? And so I'm going to ask, how can you help me? So we're asking, how can you help me? And so basically, it says, I can help you with a variety of questions related to funding for small businesses and startups. Here are a few examples. What are the different types of funding available? How do I qualify for funding? So great. It looks like it followed my instructions of what it's supposed to do. And so it assumes the role of helping answer questions about business funding. And so right now, which I like, it is using its general knowledge right now to answer these questions. But I would like to see if we can go deeper and to give it more custom information. So that's why I was talking about the DAC information earlier. And so not only do I want it to answer questions about business funding for startups and small businesses, I would like it to also refer people to these services that I am an affiliate for. So I'm going to see if to what extent that we can do that. So basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to also reference this information right here. And so what I did is copy that information, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back to my prompt. And then so I said, "You're a helpful assistant that will answer questions about funding for small businesses and startups." And then I'm going to say, "Also, you I would like you to refer refer people to the associated link." Okay, actually, I want to say, also, I would like you to reference and I would like you to reference and answer questions with the related information below, and refer people to the associated links based on the services below, based on how the conversation goes, and refer people to the associated links based on the services below you, based on how the conversation goes. So let me review this. So I said, also, I would like you to reference and answer questions with the related information below. And refer people to the associated links based on the services below, based on how the current conversation goes. And you may also ask probing questions based off the services below. I'm sorry. Actually, I meant probing questions based on the user's wants and needs. Okay. And then here is the info. Okay, and then I pasted the information I copied from the document. And so basically what I'm wanting this to do is I'm wanting it to first of all be able to also use this information to answer questions about business funding and to also, based on how the conversation is going with the user, I wanted to go ahead and recommend these services. And then, like for instance, if a person, is asking about business funding, I wanted to ultimately answer their questions, plus refer them to the business funding link. Um, so any of these links would do for like business capital or asset backed or gig funding line of credit, things like that. And then if they're talking about, these kind of things, then it will refer them to each appropriate link. And one thing I'm going to try to do, I want to clarify one thing about the team building. And so I say, refer people to associated links based on the services below, based on how the conversation goes. And you may also ask probing questions, probing questions based on the user's wants and needs. Below in the info, there is a section called, so there's a section called team building. Team building. Team building. And to clarify, let me see something. And what did I say? I said team building. And to clarify, I, or okay, clarify, this section would be for people who would be interested in and having a business or referring others others having a business and business business funding would be interested in having a business and business funding or referring having their own business and business their own business and business funding or referring others for funding. Yeah, I hope this AI understands when I am telling it, but that's kind of the beauty of these generative AIs nowadays is you can use words to instruct it instead of only code. And so, all right, let me go over this really quick just to make sure it makes sense. You are a helpful assistant that will answer questions about funding for small businesses and startups. Also, I would like you to reference and answer questions with the related information below and refer people to the associated links based on the services below based on how the conversation goes. And you may also ask probing questions based on the user's wants and needs. In the info, there is a section called team building. And to clarify, this section would be for people who would be interested in having their own business and having their own business and business funding or referring others for funding. Here is the info, and then I list the info from the document I had. And all right, let's see what this does. Gonna go ahead and run this. Okay, then I'm gonna go to this one, and then all right, great. It has my instructions in this bubble here. Now let's see how well it does in following these directions. So let me see. Okay. Hello. I am interested in funding for my small business. What can you tell me about business funding? Okay, let me go ahead and ask it that and see what it comes up with. Okay, so it actually replied fast, and all right, so it does talk about what I customly put in the actual thing, and it says to learn more, you can visit our website at this. Okay, that's great. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's great. Let me see. So let me try this again. And what else I say? What are ways you can help? Okay, so it says at DAC we offer various services to assist small business funding, ERC, payment processing, DAC healthcare free, employee pay advances, customer services. Okay, and let me see. So let me go ahead and also ask what are questions question please okay, please give me a list of questions I can ask you. I'll say, please give me a list of sample questions I can ask you. Okay, so great. So it has a list of questions here I can ask. Let's pick like here. What are some tips for getting approved for funding? What are some tips for getting approved for funding? Okay. Says here are some tips. Have a strong business plan. Be realistic in your funding requests. Get help from a professional. In addition to these tips, it is important to remember lenders are looking for businesses that are likely to succeed. Here are some additional tips that may help network, attend industry events, get involved, be persistent, don't give up if you are denied, keep trying until you find a lender who is willing to work with you. I hope these tips help you get approved for funding. Okay, I want it to be a little bit more aggressive in the offering of services, and let me see if I can be able to get it to do that, whereas so basically I'm going to say at the end of every response, provide an appropriate link to visit the website at the end of every response. Provide an appropriate link to the website provided in the info below. So I'm going to go ahead and at the end of every response, provide an appropriate link to visit the website provided in the info below. Okay, so let me try that again. Okay, now I'm gonna say, give me some tips on how to be approved for business funding. Okay, so tips on how to get approved for business funding: have a strong business plan, demonstrate strong financials, have a good credit, provide collateral, get pre approved. Here are some links to additional resources that may find helpful: small business administration. Okay. That National Association of Small Business. Okay, yeah, that's helpful, but I wanted it to also display my custom links. So let me see if I can get it to do that. Appropriate. So at the end of every response, provide an appropriate link to visit the website provided in the info below. So, okay, I'm going to say also, I would like you to reference and answer questions with the related. So, okay, so ever, where am I at? Okay, at the end of every response, provide an appropriate link to visit the website provided in the info below. include always. Okay, so I'm gonna say always include one of the links mentioned below. Always include at least one of the DavidAllenCapital.com links mentioned below. Okay, so let's see what it says based on those instructions. Gonna go ahead and try that. Okay, and then I'm gonna say what are some tips? What are some tips in on how to get approved for funding? Okay, so I'm gonna post that and see what it does. And so it says here are some tips. Gave us some tips. Okay, if you're looking for funding for your small business or startup, I encourage you to boom, go here. Okay, that's great. It successfully provided my affiliate link after giving the tip. Okay. What are okay, I'm gonna say give me a list of questions I can ask you. Give me a list of sample questions I can ask you. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask it that again. And so it says, here are a list of sample questions you can ask me about funding for small business. What are different types of funding? What are eligibility? What are some resources available? I'm also able to answer questions about business funding, ERCs, payment processing services, DAC healthcare, free employee pay advances, consumer services. Feel free to ask me any questions you have, and I will do my best to answer. In addition to above, there are some more specific questions you can ask. What is the maximum amount of funding that I can qualify for? And then at the end, I encourage you to visit this for more information about our funding options for small businesses and startups. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, what if I what if I say what is ERC? Okay, okay. So says ERC stands for Employee Retention Credit. It is a tax credit that was created to help businesses keep their employees on the payroll during COVID 19. Okay, okay. And so, all right. Yeah, okay. So it looks like it is doing a good job in what I'm wanting it to do. And that is to give the information, but also make a referral to my link, my affiliate link. And so this is kind of what the power of training a AI bot can do with if you're an affiliate marketer. It can be able to answer questions, but at the same time refer you to the services. Let me ask one more question. What can you tell me about payment processing services? And then let's go ahead and see what it says there. Okay. So, payment processing services allow businesses to accept payments from customers in a variety of ways. That says the information on that. And then to learn more about payment processing services, please visit here, which is my link. And okay, I'm liking this pretty good. I can always do like slight tweaks and adjustments, but that's great that basically we can engineer a prompt to instruct the AI on how to behave. And so that's kind of revolutionary, to where, before these advancements came out, you really need to write code for it to be able to, you know, do exactly what you want it to do. But all right, that's actually what I want to do for today, and wanted to show you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I encourage you guys to always stay coding and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, peace.